Alright, so welcome to the lecture number 4. So in this lesson, we will discuss the basic electrical quantities that what we had seen. A quick review will be seen here, and we will introduce the different type of network elements in which initially we take up the active elements and we see what are the properties of the active elements, what are the symbolic representation of the active elements. Okay, right. So in the last sessions we were trying to introduce some basic electrical quantities. So let me start with the charge. So we said that charge is bipolar in nature, so it may be plus q or it may be minus q. So if it is minus q, we say that it is electrons. So the charge may move from one point to another point. That movement of the charge direction can be represented either in the direction of the plus q or in the direction of minus q. So the usual convention for the measurement of the current is the reference direction is the charge flow, that is positive charge flow from one point to another point. So that you remember this. So this is our main reference direction for the measurement of current. So if we see that, so this charge is moving from one point to another point. In this process, let us say here to here. So we would like to expect some charge plus q plus q plus q is moving. And this rate of movement of the charge, so in this particular conductor or some any medium, so we can call as a current I. So I is defined as dq by dt, dq by dt. The next basic electrical quantity is current. So current can be defined as the rate of charge flow, that is dq by dt. Units are amperes, whereas the charge units are coulombs. And next is the one more important thing, to make this flow of charge from one point to another point, it needs some energy or work done need to be incorporated for the flow of this charge. That work done or the energy required to make the movement of the charge is coming from a secondary source. That is what the electromotive force, EMF, electromotive force. So this is usually we can also refer as voltage. So we define the voltage or this electromotive force as the amount of the work done to move a unit charge, that is dw by dq. So V can be written as dw by dq. The units are, the energy units or work done units are joules and divided by charge units are coulomb. So joules per coulomb or simply volts symbolic representation of V. And next, one more important thing also we seen that, so this rate of work done we define as the power we usually represent the letter with P. So the rate of work done is dw by dt, or rate of change of the energy to make the flow of this charge from one point to another point. So how much is that rate of work done for the movement of this charge, we can call as a power. So the power units are joules per second or simply or watts. So usually the letter W represents the power units. And one more important term also we seen that as energy. Energy is the capability of doing the work. The energy we usually represent as capital E or sometimes W. So it is the capability of doing the work that can be derived from this power expression itself, as so the energy E is equal to integral over P into dt. This energy it can be represented either E or W, work done, both are same, E or W. So E can be written as, so integral over the power, so with the time interval T naught to T. So these units are joules. Units are joules. These are the basic electrical quantities which we come across while dealing this subject. So one should have the basic understanding on all these parameters, variables or quantities, so that you can easily get the subject very clearly. Okay. Right. So now let us see some more important points that about this voltage, current, so and power. These three important parameter or quantities. And for which, so let me yeah. So let me take a simple circuit that what we had seen previously. So as a voltage source, I had shown you a simple circuit. So of the battery previously, battery, and there will be a switch. So here I don't want the switch, I want to make this to be as a closed path, so directly I am putting the connection and I am connecting a bulb over here. So this is what the bulb, so let us say this is the bulb. So now, so just see here that we know this try to pump the positive charge in this direction, so as like this, and this positive charge direction itself we call the current direction, so I direction is same as that of the positive charge direction. Otherwise if you think of negative charge also, so charge is moving in this direction, negative charge is moving as like this green color arrows. So this is what minus q displacement. This is what plus q displacement. Usually the current convention is so along the positive charge direction. Clear? So now just we want to make you clear on these current directions that if I'll consider this lamp terminals as 1 and other end of the lamp terminal as 2. Other end of the lamp terminal as 2. Now let us consider something as like this. Some current of I amperes which is flowing through this bulb from 1 to 2. This is the convention which we usually adapt. So what does it means that I suffix 1 to 2 means, let me write as we are in the introduction stage. So reference direction, that the current through the lamp, current current through the lamp, through the lamp, through the lamp, current through the lamp with its reference direction, with its reference direction, with its reference direction, with its reference direction, pointing, pointing, pointing from 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 1 to number 2, from 1 to 2. This is the meaning. So the current through the lamp with its reference direction pointing from 1 to 2. That is the meaning. Clear? So here can I say that I12 is the current which is passing through this lamp from point number 1 to point number 2. So observe that this red color indicated current is also passing through the lamp from point number 1 to 2. That means this is this is the current which I would like to determine. This is the current which I would like to find. But in the circuit hiddenly we don't know that, so how much current is passing, but that can be determined through some ammeter or some measuring instrument. So assume that inside these conductors some current is flowing in this direction as red color. That is not usually visible. When we see simple realistic circuit, so this current I is not visible for us directly through our bare eye. So what I am considering is that some current might be passing through this lamp in the direction of 1 to 2. How much is that current? If I am having some extra sensor to my eyes, if I could able to visualize, that how much will be the current internally passing through this conductor, that is visible to me. For example, assume that. So if that current is visible to me, I can say that the amount of the current passing through this bulb from 1 to 2 is just, I will say, equal to I. Yes or no? Is this clear? So what I said is that this red color indicated current flow is all our interpretation, which is flowing through the conductor but not visible for our bare eyes. So if I will consider some current which I need to determine, which is passing through this bulb from point number 1 to point number 2, then can you tell me how much might be that current if we could able to visualize in realistic also as some current is existing inside this conductor. So we can say I12 is equal to I. Is this clear for everyone? Is this clear? These current directions are very important. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
right now,
Sir,
yes.
ఇప్పుడు రెడ్ పాజిటివ్ కరెంట్ నెగిటివ్ కరెంట్ కొలాప్స్ అవ్వవు సార్.
I'll tell you. I'll come to that point. Okay. So now, so next point is that let us assume that I might be thinking. So I21 direction. I21 is the current. What does it mean? I21 means current is flowing from 2 to 1. So then I should indicate this on this diagram. So this is what I21. That means it is flowing from 2 to 1. This is what the I21. Now just see that. So this is the current passing through the lamp, which is in upward direction, which I want to measure in this way. But in reality, how much is the current passing through this bulb? Is I. So we said that I direction is always with respect to plus Q. Then can I say I21 is equal to I but opposite direction? So now I will say that I21 is equal to minus I. So like this, so one can say as like this. So if I amperes is flowing in clockwise means it is equivalently saying that minus I amperes is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. So just let me write that point. So just say that. So I amperes in clockwise direction in clockwise direction is equivalent of that minus I ampere in anti-clockwise direction. This is very important, especially while making analysis of the circuit. So I can say I21 is equal to minus I here in this circuit, or I can say I12 is equal to I. In either of the notation we may utilize. So these are two important conclusions you should try to understand very carefully. I21 is equal to I12 in quantity, in magnitude, but both are having opposite direction and both are equal. So this is the current direction, and let me take in the similar way, so the voltage polarity, so let us take the same bulb here. That let me take copy of this bulb. So let me paste here and see this. This is the bulb. Now let me assume the voltage across this bulb is plus minus V12. So in the last class I told you that V suffix, this symbolic notation represents that first suffix is the point of positive and second suffix is the point of the negative terminal. This is positive, this is negative terminal. That is our reference measurement or the voltage polarity. So now if this V12 is equal to, or let me say if V12 is equal to 10 volts, for example, if V12 is equal to 10 volts, so can you interpret this? What does it mean? So we can interpret in this way. Point number 1 is that, so one point is at 10 volts with reference to number point 2. Clear? Or it can also be said in another way that point number 1 is higher, is at higher potential by 10 volts with reference to point number 2. In either of the way we can interpret this notation. So one point is higher potential than 2 point by 10 volts, or 1 point voltage is 10 volts with respect to 2. So in this way we can interpret. Now, so if I'll say in another way that, if I'll assume that V21 for the same thing, somebody may analyze in this way. V21, what does it means? His reference polarity is now at 2 positive and at 1 negative. But actually how much is the voltage across this bulb? Let us assume this red color one is the actual thing. This red color one is what? The actual voltage. But you are measuring, or you are asking somebody to measure in this way, just with the help of voltmeter, let us say. Then how much will be the V21? V21 is also 10 volts, but it is, see, quite opposite to the V12. So can I say this is minus 10 volts, which is equal to minus V12. So this is only the difference, like you should interpret very clearly in this way, that V21 means, now just try to understand that 2 point potential with respect to 1 point potential is minus 10 volts. We can say same thing in another way, that 1 is at 10 volts with respect to 2. Instead of saying as 2 with respect to 1 negative, we can say 1 with respect to 2 positive. Clear? So this is one of the important observation which you make, which you should understand very clearly, this point also. So these are the two things which contribute a lot while making the analysis. So one can say voltage in two ways and current also in two ways. Okay. So with respect to one direction, that is positive charge direction, if real current is of, let us say here something like 4 amperes, then you can say that I12 is equal to 4 amperes, whereas I21 is minus 4 amperes. That's all. So whether you assume I12 or I21, it doesn't matter. So if your assumption is I12, then it is 4 amperes. If your assumption is I21, it is minus 4 amperes. Both are correct. Similarly, if the actual voltage across this lamp is 10, you can say that as, so V12 is equal to 10 or V21 is equal to minus 10. Clear? And let us move on to the next point, that power. So in the last class we said that some convention, that if we have certain element and whose terminals are, let us say, 1 and 2. Usually we take two terminal elements, and if the voltage across this element is V, where one point is positive with respect to 2, that means V suffix 12 is the voltage, which is equal to, let us say, V12 is equal to V. And if a current of I amperes is flowing through this element, which is, let us say, I, then power of this element, the power of this element is V into I, product of voltage and current. And this is what the reference convention which we usually adapt, that the positive current of I amperes is entering the positive potential of the element, positive voltage of the element. So when a positive current enters the positive potential of the element, the positive potential of the element, this one, the positive potential of the element, see that positive current entering at the positive terminal. This is one standard reference direction which represents the power is positive. The power is positive. If the power sign convention is positive, we say that the element, this element is absorbing the power. Absorbing the power. Absorbing. The element will absorb the power when power is positive. In the same way, if we consider little different as like this. So now what I will do is that just simply, instead of the current flowing in this direction, I will consider the current is flowing in this way, I amperes. So now can you tell me how much is the current flowing through this element from 1 to 2? How much is the current flowing through this element? This is, let us say, element number 1, this is element number 2. How much is current I1 to 2? I1 to 2. So you can see this current direction here. I told you. So I1 to 2 is I, then I2 to 1 is minus I. So now you can clearly see that how much is the current passing through this element? In upward direction, I amperes. But what current do I need? I12. How much is the I12? Is equal to I but negative. So minus I. I12 is equal to minus I. So just try to understand that this is a separate case where we may come across this kind of situation also, that instead of current entering at the terminal 1, current may enter at the terminal 2 also sometimes. If this is our case 2, if this is our case 2, this is case 1 situation. Case 2 situation may be something like this. What is that? Current may enter at the negative terminal of the voltage of the element, then what will be the power? Power, as like the previous expression, voltage is V12 into current I12. This is the generalized expression. Here also, if you want, you can write this is what the current I12 here. So then we can write the power as this expression as V12 into I12 is what the power. So now what is V12 is V. What is I12 is minus I. So we can say this is minus V into I, or small case letter I, no issue. So this negative sign represents, it is supplying the power, supplying the power. This negative sign represents the element of this 2 number element is supplying the power. So these are the important conventions which we come across throughout our analysis of this subject. That's why I am more focusing on these things. Especially one should understand the current direction, voltage polarity, power sign conventions, whether power is positive or whether power is negative. If these kind of things are coming across in your analysis, then you can interpret that whether it is positive or negative. So let me give you some simple examples that,
సార్
yes,
ఇందాక కేసు 1లో మీరు పాజిటివ్ డైరెక్షన్ నుంచి కరెంట్ సప్లై అవుతుంది కాబట్టి ప్లస్ విఐ పెట్టారా సార్?
yes, that is the generalized referent convention. So which we take up, that the current should enter at the positive terminal of the element here. The element voltage is positive here. So when a positive current enters at the positive terminal, that is our reference convention. Hereafter, we take both as a positive. So with reference to this first diagram, so what will be the power in the second diagram? So that becomes negative. Okay, is that your
అంటే ఇక్కడ
doubt?
సెకండ్ టెర్మినల్ నుంచి వస్తుంది కాబట్టి కేస్ 2 లో మనకి పవర్ అనేది నెగిటివ్ వచ్చింది
Yes, yes, exactly.
అంటే ఇక్కడ మైనస్ ప్లస్ సైన్స్ వచ్చేసి డైరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్ ఫ్లో ని ఇండికేట్ చేస్తాయి సార్.
Yes, exactly.
ఓకే సార్.
So right, let us take some more simple things in this way. That so just let me take a simple element and let me connect just to demonstrate this power positive and negative. So we will have some numerical points. That let us consider this terminal is of 1, this terminal of the element is of 2, and the voltage across this is 5 volts, and assume that a current of 4 amperes is flowing in this direction. Now what will be this corresponding circuit power, this element power? What will be this element power? This inside this box some element will be there, and usually the generalized way, instead of like understanding this in too much complex way, what I will usually take is in this way. Where is the voltage polarity and what is that polarity sign? So this is positive. So where is the current and how much is the current and where does it entering, that I want to focus. Is this current entering at the positive terminal? If so, the power is positive. Just you can see the same thing I am interpreting in little different way. That is the current, positive current entering at the positive terminal. If positive current enters at the positive terminal, the power is positive. In other way, you can interpret in this way here. If a positive current enters at the negative terminal, then power is negative. If a positive current enters at the negative terminal of the voltage, then the power is negative. So like this also you can interpret. It's your wish in what way you understand, but ultimately I need the exact answer. So here, so we can say that power is, so 5 into 4, so which is equal to 20 watts. So similarly, let me take so this same diagram and let me put quickly here and see that. Now just I want to make small change. That so if current is like this, this is next case. Now what will be the thing?
minus 20.
So one thing you can interpret in many ways. One thing I can say, this 4 amperes flowing like 2 to 1 means this is the direction, right? 2 to 1 means this is the current direction actually. So I can say this is equivalently in this way, but minus 4. 4 amperes from 2 to 1 is equivalent to say that 1 to 2 minus 4 amperes. So you can say the power of this element is 5 volts, same voltage, into current is minus 4, which is equal to minus 20. So this represents that this element is supplying the power, this element is absorbing the power. So let me show two more cases of different thing that here as like the previous one. So now let me consider that yeah, so this case is already over. So then yeah, so let me consider in this way. The polarity will be as like this. This is minus, this is plus, and here current of 4 amperes. And let me take one more case. So one more case is, so here negative and here positive, then yeah, so same relation. Now can you tell me what will be the powers of these corresponding? This is, let us say, B, this is C, this is D. Quickly. The powers of these corresponding things.
minus 20, 20.
This is C.
Plus
Case
20.
number,
Minus 20, 20.
case number C is
20. Plus 20 volts.
plus 20 watts.
Yes,
What
sir.
about case number D?
Minus 20.
Minus 20. So how you got to these conclusion? You should just put little focus. So usually what I will do is that, so if current is coming out of the one terminal, it is going in this way, right? You can interpret like this. So like this. If the current path is like this is what the current path, blue color. That means where the current 4 amperes is entering, where the 4 amperes current is entering to this element, is it
Positive side.
is it at the positive side or negative side? That you need to look for.
Positive side, sir.
So this plus will not be there. Just remove that. Okay. So as the current is entering at the positive terminal, I will always look for the entering terminal instead of sometimes leaving, sometimes entering. Though they will give leaving from the one terminal, I will try to interpret that it is entering at the two terminal. Is the two terminal connected to positive terminal or the negative terminal? This is positive polarity. So I will take this power as positive. Power as positive. Clear? What about this? See that it is straight away. 4 amperes is entering at which terminal?
Negative terminal.
Negative terminal. So the power is straight away negative. So we can understand up to this level. We no need to make much complex. So where current is entering, always look for that. Just let me write this point. To find the power nature, we know that product of voltage and current is power. We got this 20 numerical value, but I need the sign very carefully, whether it is positive or negative. For which, so observe carefully that where current entering, where current entering. So you make this question. Now then you may have two options, like is it entering to positive voltage terminal of the element, positive voltage terminal of the element. If so, the power is positive. Power is positive. If so, power is positive. If it is entering at the negative terminal of the element, if it is entering at the negative terminal of the element, it is entering at the negative terminal of the element, is it entering to the negative voltage terminal of the element, then power is negative. That's it. Okay, so just try to make these things very clear, so before going to in-depth analysis of our subject. Okay, so these points are very important. Okay, just in what way you will understand, it's your wish, but usually this is the easiest way. So where current is entering, that you observe. Which current, that also you need to take care. Positive current. So if it is negative current, then you should take negative value of itself. So that also very important. So where positive current, so let me write here, where positive current. So somebody may give you to make you confusion as like this. So here just let me take one more copy of this to demonstrate. Sometimes we may come across this kind of situations also. So as like this. So as I told you that where current is entering, fine. So I will say that minus 4 amperes in this direction. Now, so don't say that 4 amperes is entering at negative. It is wrong way, right? Minus 4 amperes is entering at negative. So can I say minus 4 amperes entering at negative means in this direction is equivalent to say that in this red color direction that plus 4 amperes, whereas blue color represents minus 4 amperes. It is equivalent to say in the red colored line direction that 4 amperes is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. Minus 4 amperes are flowing in clockwise as like this blue color one. It is equivalent to say that 4 amperes is flowing in red color line direction. Now think of what is the positive current entering terminal? Where does positive current entering? At the terminal of the positive voltage polarity. So the power of this will be positive. In this way you can interpret. In other words, we can make in other words in this way also. Like, so negative 4 amperes is entering at the negative terminal. So can I say power is usually negative, but as because the negative current is there, so again minus 1 will come, so overall power will become positive. Like that also you can interpret, but as you are in the initial stage, I don't want to make you much confusion out of that. So think of that always where is the positive current entering. If it's entering at the positive polarity of the voltage, then power is positive. If it enters at the negative terminal of the voltage polarity, then power is negative. Clear? Is this clear for everyone?
సార్
Yes, please.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక లైట్ కి ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్, అలాగే ఆ బ్యాటరీ నుంచి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్ వస్తుందా సార్?
Yes, madam.
అంటే దాన్ని బట్టి సైన్స్ మారుతాయా సార్?
Yes, I will come to that point. Okay, so that
Okay,
we once we complete this elements natures, that is active and passive elements. So there are two kind of elements are there which supplies the power and some elements which absorbs the power. So based on that, so means when I am trying to discuss that concept, so I'll talk about this point, then you will get clarified. Okay.
ఓకే సార్.
Right. So this is all about the conventions of the voltage, current and the power. These three are very important. I request everyone to spend some good amount of time on this to get 100% clarity on the current direction, voltage polarity, power sign convention. Okay, these three are very important. Okay. So now let me show that in the last sessions we were discussing about this kind of generalized thing that I told you a circuit can be formed with some components or elements here. So we have these components, just look on these things. Is it visible? Right. So see that there is a battery. So the battery generalized visualized symbol may look like this, in which on the one terminal they may write as positive, on the other terminal they may write as negative. Then wherever positive terminal is there, from there a positive charge may flow in the direction as like this. So this positive charge direction itself we take as the current direction. That is the usual thing. Okay. So then there may be a lamp as like this. So what does this lamp will do? It try to take the energy from the battery. And who is supplying the energy? Battery is supplying the energy. So we call this as a source. Who is absorbing the energy here? Lamp. Usually lamp, it takes the energy, then it converts into light form, this light. So this we can say as a sink, we call this as load. Whoever takes the power, we can call that element as a load. Whoever will supplies the power, that we can call as a source. Is this clear? In our circuit we will have usually two category of elements: the person or the object which supplies the energy, the object which absorbs the energy. So the supplying element we call as a source, the absorbing element we call it as load. And there are some other things that to make this function, that energy will be transferred from one point to another point, point number 1 to point number 2, we need some intermediate generalized mechanical things, that is connecting wires, which are conductors usually, and to make our own convenient way that whenever we need light we want to switch it on, so whenever we don't want light we want to disconnect this energy transfer, so with the help of switch. But usually these switch and conducting wires will not be treated as a circuit elements. What is the major contribution of these electrical elements is that one is battery, another is lamp. These are generalized connection things. Okay, so then every time we cannot represent this much big battery and its real structure and this lamp and its diagram all may not be good at drawing. So what we do is that we try to adapt the symbolic representation of these elements, that what we call as schematic diagram. Schematic diagram. So schematic diagram of this battery is two parallel lines, one is bigger in length in comparison with the other one. The bigger line represents the positive polarity, smaller line represents the negative polarity. And there is a switch symbol is like this. Whereas the lamp is like some spring, so inside the circle which represents the lamp. So like this we can hereafter go with the schematic circuit instead of this realistic circuit. So here this lamp may be replaced with some resistor also sometimes. So as the resistor symbol look like this, so I am replacing this lamp by the resistor symbol, remaining everything same. And let me take one more diagram here, some simple diagram, and see that let us produce the schematic diagram of this. So here we have a battery. So battery symbol is two parallel lines, but one is longer length than the other, so this represents positive, other represents negative. Then this positive is connected to switch, so switch symbol look like this. This is what the switch. So let me represent switch by S, letter S. This by the battery is producing a voltage difference between these two terminals, which may be V. So I am showing as V. And there is a resistor. This is the resistor. We know the resistor symbol as like this. And at this junction, it has two connections. See here, one is connected to resistor, another is connected to capacitor. So from here, let me connect a resistor one side. On the other side, I will connect a capacitor. Capacitor schematic symbol is two parallel lines equal in length. Equal in length. So this is what the capacitor. So usually we represent capacitance by C, resistance by R, as because two resistors are there. One I am calling as R1, other I am calling as R2. And this resistor end is connected to some inductor. This is realistic inductor picture, but inductor is represented by some kind of spring representation like this, coil representation. And as because it is said as iron core, I will tell you what is this core, what is iron core means, etc. But this inductor symbolic representation, when the core is iron, we represent one parallel line to this coil. So this is what the inductor symbol for the iron core. Okay. And where does it connected? Other terminal of the inductor connected back to the capacitor. So this is what the capacitor. Where the capacitor junction is connected to the battery negative terminal. So this is the realistic circuit made into schematic diagram. So in this way one should make the schematic diagram of any circuit. Usually we will not go with this sketching of the inductor, sketching of the resistor, capacitor, etc. So this is the generalized schematic representation of any given circuit. So we should go with its each element symbol instead of in real picture. This is what we call as schematic diagram, schematic circuit or diagram. Right, now let us see one more important point, that so we have introduced almost the required things in this way, that the system consists of or a simple circuit consists of the elements which supplies the power, the elements which absorbs the power. So based on these awareness, so let me proceed further into like the network elements classification. Network elements classification. So let me write that types of elements. Types of elements. So these elements are categorized into different category types. So based on or by considering by considering energy 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 delivered delivered to or or by them or by them, whether energy is delivered to it or it is delivered by them. So based on this consideration, so we categorize the elements into various category. So let me say that based on this reason, so then let me tell you that this energy, so energy, can I say that integral over v I dt, that is what the integral of power is, the energy over time interval t naught to t, this is what the energy E or W. So now if this energy is delivered to it, then that will be let me put this just after some time, but usually based on this consideration that, so whether energy is delivered to a person or it is delivered by them itself. Okay, so based on this consideration, so we will define the whether elements are of these categories. One is passive, or let me take first active elements. Other category is passive elements. So we will be categorized into two categories. One is active elements, another is passive elements. So let me talk about the passive elements initially. So I will write this as PE in short form, passive elements. So when a element is said to be passive, if if the total energy if the total energy delivered to it delivered delivered to it from 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 the rest of the circuit, I will show the pictorial representation of this also. From the rest of the circuit is 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 always always positive, is always positive. This is very very important. So when we call a element as passive element, is that if total energy delivered to it from rest of the circuit is always positive. So for which just I want to take this kind of thing. This is what the circuit. So I'll call this as rest of the circuit. Let us consider a element which I am interested to see that whether it is passive element or not. This is what my element. Where does it connected? It connected to this same circuit. Somehow it is connected to this circuit. Now I want to see that what will be this element energy nature. So if this element energy is integral of V into I dt over time interval t naught to t. So now try to see that this is very important. That so if sorry, if the energy flow is taking place in this arrow direction, that means from the rest of the circuit to, so energy is delivered to it. From where? From the rest of the circuit. So this is what the energy E. So from where we got this energy? From the rest of the circuit. Who is getting this energy? This element. If this element energy or the energy received by this element is positive, then we can call that as a passive element. Passive element. So that means this E is greater than or equal to 0. If the energy of a particular element is positive, then we can say it is a passive element, which means that it is absorbing the energy, which that is passive elements absorbs energy. If an element absorbs energy, its power sign power sign is positive is positive. So or energy is positive, in either way you can say. This is the generalized basic idea that how we classify the elements, so by considering whether energy is delivered to it or by them. Now see that energy is not delivered by this element, it is delivered to it. From where? From the rest of the circuit. That means who is capable of absorbing the energy we call as a passive, who is capable of supplying the energy we call it as a active. So now for the active elements, so let me take the same diagram. So beside this, let me make smaller in size. So now just quite opposite phenomena takes place. What is that phenomena? Now previously power has transferred from rest of the circuit to element. Now what is going to be happen? So now the power will flow from this element to the rest of the circuit. This element to the rest of the circuit. When this happens, the energy will become negative, is less than 0. Is less than 0. That means negative. So that means, so active element AE means active elements supply the power or energy. So just in a simple words you can remember that, so the active element supplies the power, passive elements absorbs the power, and usually that supplying the power, the elements which has the nature of supplying the power we call as a source, the element which absorbs the power we call as a load. So there are two category of elements, the elements which supplies the power or the elements which absorbs the power. Clear? And one more thing you should remember that, so the power sign P is less than 0 if it is a active element, P is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0 if it is a passive element. That means this is negative sign, whereas for this positive sign. Which sign? Power sign. Power polarity will be positive for passive elements. Power polarity is negative for active elements. Clear? Right. So now quickly let me show you the active elements classification further. Then we will take up one simple problem. Right. So let us take the detailed discussion on the active elements. Then we see the passive elements. Clear? So now let us take the active elements. Active elements means these are usually sources. And we classify the sources as two classes based on the quantity. whether this source is a voltage source or a current source. In which again we have further classifications that this voltage source may be a independent voltage source, independent voltage source Vs, let me write in short form Vs, or dependent voltage source, or dependent voltage source. Independent voltage source, dependent voltage source. Similarly, we will have so independent current source and dependent current source. We will have the same sub classification for the current source also. So the current sources can be dependent and current sources can be independent. So independent current source, CS means current source. So dependent current source. And let me show the schematic symbols here itself. So first let me go with the independent. All the independent sources are represented by the circle. Here also independent source is represented by the circle. And we usually talk of the two terminal elements. So let me put the two terminals, one upward, one downward, as like this. If it is a voltage source, voltage is differentiated usually with the polarity inside it, plus minus. Which side terminal is positive, which side terminal is negative. That is what represents this polarity. That means if this is 1, this is 2, 1 is at higher potential than 2. That is the meaning. If it is a current source, we usually represent the current direction, in which way current is flowing. So the current is flowing from the terminal number 2 to 1. Terminal number 2 to 1. So these are the independent sources symbolic representation. Remember, wherever you see circle symbol, that represents independent source. If inside of the circle, if there is any polarity representation, it is representing the potential difference, which is the voltage source. If there is any arrow pointing in either direction, we call that as the current direction. So we call that as the current source. These are the independent voltage source and current. Next is dependent sources. Usually the dependent sources are represented by the diamond symbol. Wherever you see this diamond symbol, you can call that as a dependent source. Now, so in the same way, we have dependent source there also, here. Now, inside of this, whether we represent this with the potential difference as like, plus minus, or the arrow, remember that wherever arrow is there, that represents current. Wherever potential voltage difference, that plus minus symbol is there, that represents voltage. So these are the independent and dependent sources classification and its symbols, schematic symbols. Okay. So in the next class we talk about the detailed discussion of these active elements, which are voltage and current sources, in which so we see the terminal characteristics or characteristics of these four sources. Especially independent sources we deal a lot. Then dependent sources further classification will be there. So dependent voltage source, dependent current source can be further classified. That we show in the upcoming class. Okay. So with this, let me stop this lecture. Thank you.